Hello everyone, this is Mirza Naim. In this video lecture, we'll continue first unit part 2. So we'll try to understand population forecasting. Right? Why we need to forecast the population? Because we are designing a water supply system, right, and also a sanitation system or sanitation scheme based on the projected population. So if I say for a city or a town or a colony, there are 100 people or 1000 people or 1 lakh people are living. So according to the population, we are going to design the water supply and sanitation scheme as well, right? And what are the criteria, what are the factors affecting this population, what is the main reasons for changing of population or increase in population or decrease in population? It is because of few, that is due to increase in birth rate and decrease in death rate, right, due to migration from villages, from towns, they will migrate to cities. Because of that, city population will be increased due to annexation, right. The present and past population records of the city can be obtained from this Census population records, right. So the government will do the survey Celsius for every 10 years, every decade. Okay, so it is very important to understand the predicted population for our design period, for our design for water supply and also any water treatment units, etc. So to forecast the population, we have a few methods. We already discussed in the class work. We solve some problems on these methods. So those are arithmetic increase method, geometrical increase method, incremental increase method, decrease rate of growth method, simple graph method. Then we have comparative graph method, ratio method, logistic curve method. So for exam, first 4 are most important. Okay, please refer class notes for this. So next we'll see the design period. The future period for which a provision is made in the water supply system is known as design period, right. So I will repeat, it is defined as the future period that which a provision is made for a water supply system or a scheme is known as design period. So generally, as a civil engineer, we have to make sure that it should carried out in phases, and the design period ranges from 5 to 10 years. Okay, so design estimation based on the following. So we can estimate based on this following things: the useful life of the components, that is the mechanical equipment or tanks or any kind of units. So it depend upon the life of component. So how much expansion we can do in the future, that is a main aspect of design period. Next, rate of growth of population including industries, commercial development, right, and migration. Next, availability of resources. So how much availability of resources in that particular city or a town is also matters. Performance of the system during the initial period. So depend upon the quality performance, we can estimate the design period. Next we'll see the water quantity estimation. So water quantity estimation can be done if you know two criteria. or to data. What is the data, sir? The data will be how much water is consumed by a particular person. Let's say this is a person per head per day. So every day how much liters of water a person is going to consume. That is our water consumption rate. So this is a water consumption rate, that is nothing but per capita demand in liters per day per head. Okay, each individual demand. Then we'll try to understand this data, that is population to be served. So now I know how much rate of consumption is done by a particular person into total population, right? So that is how we can estimate the quantity, that is quantity equals to per capita demand, let's say 135 liters into, let's say that particular colony or a town or a village having 1000 population or 10,000 population, right? So per capita demand is nothing but the annual average amount of daily water required by one person. So per capita demand is nothing but the annual average amount of daily water required by one person, and includes the domestic usage, industry, commercial, public, waste, firefighting and thefts, etc. So per capita demand is in liters per day per head or per person. Okay, the per capita demand equals to quantity by 365 into design population, right? So what are the factors affecting this per capita demand? The size of city is a matter. If the size is more, we need large amount of water required, right? Presence of industries will consume more water for their production, so it is also a factor. Climatical conditions, so if hot climate will consume more water for drinking, for domestic, for various purposes. Next, habits of the people and their economic status. So if middle class or lower middle class, they will consume less water because they doesn't have the flush system in their houses, so they will utilize less as compared to the rich people, though they have a proper sanitary system in their houses, swimming pools, etc. So that it is depend upon the habits of people, how much time they bath, how much water they are using for washing, drinking. So it is all matter. Next, quality of water. So if the quality is more, they will consume more water. If the quality is less, they will consume less, and there are chances of getting waterborne diseases. So the pressure in distribution system. So if the pressure is more, they will try to fill this water in their houses and they will use. Then efficiency of water works administration, right? So the quantity and quality of water supplying or water supply scheme will also matters the per capita demand. The cost of water. So we have meter systems in our houses, right? So how much we consume, we have to pay. So cost of water is also a matter. Policy metering and charging methods is the last factor.